10 of the biggest insane crossover moments in NBA history. Subscribe to our channel and comment down below saying I subscribe to enter this month's shoutout giveaway. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Hoop Heaven. Other than an earth-shattering dunk, there is no more jaw-dropping play on the NBA court than an ankle-breaking crossover dribble. One of the first basic moves taught in youth basketball, the crossover can be equal parts frustrating when done poorly and scintillating when done well. Sometimes these breakdowns are to set up a wide open jumper, while other times it's all about how foolish a player can make his defender look. Here are 10 best crossovers in NBA history. Number 1. Jameer Nelson. No one would confuse Jameer Nelson with one of the NBA's elite point guards, but his ball handling skills have always been underrated. In the accompanying video, he makes defender Yanara Pargo look so bad it feels like a scene from an awful sports movie. As Pargo went tumbling to the ground, I wondered whether I was watching the worst scene in a sports movie since any in The Replacements where Keanu Reeves threw a football. Only one problem, this was real life, and Nelson actually made Pargo look that bad on the defensive end. Number 2. John Wall. Some may argue about John Wall's inclusion over fellow young point guard Kyrie Irving. However, the latter's ball handling prowess is far more about a cavalcade of moves rather than one go-to guarantee. Wall, on the other hand, has a killer crossover that he uses anytime he can, lulling defender Evan Turner asleep in the accompanying video. The Wizards guard uses his defender's hesitance to his advantage and blows right past him for an easy dunk.
Wall crossover on Ish Smith a couple of times.
Number 3. Manu Ginobili. Manu Ginobili has perhaps the least conventional crossover moves in the NBA. Instead of using the basic two-handed method that you see every day, the Spurs star's one-handed take on the crossover adds yet another wrinkle to his already unique game. Because it can come from anywhere at almost any moment, you'll never know when Ginobili is about to unleash the move and soar to the basket, as the Mavericks defense certainly found out in this scenario. Number 4. Jason Williams. Michael Jordan clearly wasn't the only one who disregarded Gary Payton's defensive reputation. Though Jason Williams may not have been openly dismissive of Payton like Jordan was, he kept his cool on this 1999 play. The Sacramento Kings guard always seemed to pull off unthinkable moves with the most casual of attitudes, and this was no different. After recovering a steal and leading Sacramento's fast break, White Chocolate momentarily pauses on the right wing, ostensibly to set up the offense. At least that's what Payton must have thought, as he reaches in to pluck the ball from Williams. Little did he know that Williams kept the ball on a string at all times, giving him the rare ability to speed right by the glove. To Payton's credit, he showed self-awareness regarding the embarrassment on the play, making eye contact with Williams afterward and smiling as if to say, "Good one, rookie." Perhaps Payton was seemingly complimentary of Williams because the Kings guard was never a significant threat to the Sonics in the way that Jordan was, but Payton might also just appreciate the effort to make such high-level plays. Williams was only a phenomenon for a short time, but his star burned brightly when it did shine. Perhaps we'll soon make a list of the best elbow passes in NBA history to pay him proper homage, but this move on one of the greatest point guard defenders ever will suffice. Number 5. Kyrie Irving. With roughly 5 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock and his team losing in a blowout, Irving decided to forget the score and put on a show for the fans. He lured Detroit Pistons guard Brandon Knight into an isolation play and flooded him with bizarre collection of cross and behind the back dribbling moves before rising for a step back jumper. Knight tried to contest the shot, but the ground slipped underneath him, leading to an arena erupting in acceleration at Kyrie's ball handling prowess. He hit the shot as Knight hit the floor, and this play became the talking point of the All-Star weekend.
Talking with them during drills. McMillan told me Jefferson still sees himself as a player.
Collison, I said he dropped him. He kind of just stumped.
Number 6. Andre Iguodala. Andre Iguodala is known to have some sick underrated handles, which he uses time and again to overwhelm the opposition as well as his own side. Quincy Miller was just trying to put some pressure defense on Andre at half court when his career was destroyed in a flash. Iggy went for a weak behind the back dribble, on which Miller quickly pounced, and before he knew it, he was lying on the floor with no steal added next to his name. Iguodala had pulled the ball sideways before Quincy could get his hands on it, and had forced his ankles into submission, giving us one of the best crossovers ever. Even though he eventually got fouled in the lane without scoring, by that time the Warriors bench had gone berserk, replays of a crossed up Miller played on the big screen as the home crowd exclaimed at the quickness in the decision making of the Warriors' most dependent small forward. Number 7. James Harden. Whatever tension existed between the Houston Rockets and the LA Clippers dissipated after this cruel play. It was the highlight crossover of Harden's MVP season, not because of his sick handles and or body control, but because of what happened after he pulled it off. For beginners, Harden unleashed a pullback crossover that sent Johnson crashing to the floor. The Beard then took his sweet time before canning a three-pointer. He elongated the period of misery for the fallen Johnson while staring him down with the crowd's roar doubling every millisecond. There was nothing Johnson could do in response. He just wanted Harden to shoot and get done with it. Houston's bench nearly stormed the court as Johnson had no other choice but to run back on offense with a smile on his face. The visiting Houston Rockets enjoyed a measure of payback against the LA Clippers in their first matchup since the Tunnel Gate incident, earning a 105-92 win, their 14th in a row. Number 8. Chris Paul. There are a few people who deny Chris Paul's status as the NBA's best point guard. However, it's widely understood that his game is one based on precision over being overly flashy. His crossover move, however, shows almost straight out of Rocker Park levels of flash. An embarrassing Mark Gasol here. Paul tricks the Memphis center twice with his dribble. The first time he uses a step back to get Gasol off balance before putting the finishing touches on his defender with a fantastic crossover. The best part about Paul? He could have probably dribbled right back out and done the same thing to Gasol without the center having a chance at stopping him. Number 9. Steve Nash slides out of his socks against Tony Parker. The man who says he invented the teardrop also has one of the all-time best baseline crossovers. Nash got a dose of it here, but I don't think any team suffered more at the end of this move than the Lakers. Number 10. Rayon Rondo. Though Rayon Rondo's passing ability is his main calling card as a player, he's also one of the best ball handlers in the NBA, and Tyson Chandler found out in the accompanying video. Rondo seemingly makes light work of defenders with his crossover on a regular basis. The Celtics point guard's crossover lacks the unbelievable flair of his ball fake, but the move's quickness is the key to its success. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our videos in the future. Also watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.